Back in 1971, I was sitting in a fraternity house listening to Led Zeppelin, and out of nowhere in walks Ken Kirby and starts talking about Jesus.
And Tim Monahan was the president of the fraternity house, and I went in and shared my faith with them, and Tim threatened to throw me out many times.
But that didn't work. He just kept coming back, so I decided to do a debate with him on Christianity. Fortunately, I lost.
And shortly after that, they started coming to church.
His church was only a few months old. There were maybe 20 to 25 people in attendance. And there I was, all of a sudden, a charter member.
First time that Tim Monahan came to service, Walt and Marion Hoops, who were missionaries with the Conservative Baptist Foreign Mission Society, were there sharing their testimony in their ministry. And I think that Tim, by the grace of God, fell in love with missions from the first service he ever attended in a church.
And here I am, 35 years later, on the mission field.
For 20 years, our church has supported the Monahans in prayer, in finances, but we never sent a team of people over there to help them.
We realized that there was more to doing missions than just sending money. And one of the emphases was to have adults going out, and that really started the ball rolling.
The more we talked about it, people came forward wanting to go to Italy.
Before we knew it, we had 22 people that wanted to go on a short-term mission.
We were thrilled that they were coming, but we were thinking to ourselves, how could we handle the logistics of these 22 people that showed up to help? What would be their ministry? How could we best utilize these people?
On top of that, we had to figure out how to house, feed, and transport 22 people for 2 weeks. There were a million little details to take care of. Most of those details, we didn't even know what they were going to be, because this is something we had never done before.
Then I remembered I had met a guy a couple of years before who did that exact thing. He comes alongside churches and missionaries and facilitates these kinds of trips. His name was Asher, and his ministry began with the letter D, diphtheria, diarrhea, and then it hit me. It was Delta Ministries.
We found out about Delta, and we talked to the people involved, and they came, and it generated an excitement, saying we can really do this.
And as we started talking to Delta, it became really clear that we needed their help.
We've taken a number of teams to Italy over the years, but we knew exactly what these guys were going through.
Once Asher came and the planning started going, they got even more excited. They said, this is really going to happen.
Our training sessions accomplish several key things. The first being is we help people adjust to the culture that they're going to.
There are a lot of things that happen in Italy that would seem considerably rude to Americans, but in Italy, that's just the way they do it.
Well, Asher has told us that the cars and the motorcycles have the right of way. And if no one has told you about that, you could get killed. It's that crazy.
Another key purpose of our training is to unite the team so that they can work together as one. So we have some specific activities that help us accomplish this.
I was very relieved when I heard that the guy from Delta Ministries was going to come and help us understand what each of our roles would be so that we could be prepared. He came a month ahead of time, put us through some role playing and team building and so on. It was really, really excellent.
It was very difficult, but it also challenged us to have patience and faith in one another very quickly.
Asher was here a few days ahead of us, and when we arrived, he was ready at the airport with vans and drivers, and away we went.
Welcome, Americano!
And because we felt so secure, we hit the ground running. It was boom, here we are. Lord, help us minister to these people.
From the first moment that the Italian Jackson churches came together, you could just feel the excitement and joy in the room.
And the spirit of the two churches coming together after 20 years was amazing. I had tears streaming down my face. I looked around, everyone else did as well.
And we felt a little silly, but that was the reality of the moment. It was overwhelming in the most wonderful way.
Asher really helped us, grasp how to understand the Italian life.
Just by being here, we now understand the challenges our missionaries face in a whole new light.
We went to one of those money exchange places, just to turn our dollars into euros. And so you give them $500, they give you 380 euros. And here in Italy, each euro has about the same purchasing power as a dollar back home.
And as we were standing there talking about it, Asher said, you guys have to really realize this is what happens to your missionaries every month. Their money doesn't go as far as it would back in the States.
Now that it's happened to my money, I have a whole new appreciation for this situation. It's funny how that happens.
It was pretty obvious to us from the very beginning that by letting Delta Ministries handle the details for us, it would free us up for more time to do ministry.
Which was to assist the Italian church in a carnival-style festival.
We'll set up booths with various games and activities. We'll invite everyone in town, everything free. Then we'll spend a few minutes every evening letting them know they are welcome and wanted in our church. The best aspect of working with Asher was that he didn't just fly into town and give orders. There was a clear sense that he came to serve.
God doesn't want us to serve Him on our terms, but rather His terms. In my opinion, one of the best ways to learn that is on a short-term mission trip.
And I think that's the key. Delta leads by serving, just like Jesus did, and I think that makes all the difference in the world.
And that spirit has continued through the whole experience. The festival, the whole mission has truly been a labor of love and joy.
The real benefits of having our folks go to Italy and to work with the Monahans in the festival has been one where people have seen how missionaries work on a day-to-day basis, and it makes missions more real for them. The training that they received through Asher and through Delta Ministries has certainly made an impact, and they carry that back now, so that whether they serve on a committee or a board or just working in the church in general, I think the skills that they learn there are going to carry over and impact everything that they do in the church.
Yeah, your job is not done yet. God has given you a responsibility now to go back to your churches and to share the value of what's happened in your life, what's happened for your team, and that's what's going to impact your church.
And so this is the kind of thing that I think is going to just impact the entire church and continue to develop an interest in missions that will change everything.